Okay, guys, we are back and live again. For those listening at home, welcome to the Back to the Live from the Sword Coast podcast. My apologies. Windows was quite insistent that I needed to restart my computer, and it really gave me no choice in the matter. So here we are back again, having just heard lovely sound.
What the heck?
So if you're curious what that sound is, guys, everyone's here, right?
Yep, I think so.
Nick, you're here? Fuck. Hey, Norton, fuck off.
Norton.
Quit Skype. Sorry, guys. Every program that sucks up CPU power or whatever is decided to try and activate at the same time. Okay, sorry, guys. So where am I here? I was trying to find something to show you. This is what happens is as you guys are along, and you described before we went on our break there where each of you were positioned, you hear that horrific roar, and you sort of have a moment to look up in time to see this. And you can go ahead and click on that to get the full-sized view because it is a big high-res image.
Oh, that's nice.
That roars, it swoops down from out of the clouds and exhales a freezing blast of ice that scorches across the deck. Can I get anyone who is on deck to please make a speed check against a difficulty of 5? And while we are doing this, this is the ambient sound we hear.
It will be a 5.
Yes, please. So 5. You can feel free to, if anyone's got training in speed defense, you can use that. But otherwise, just check. So how's everyone doing here?
Boom. What's up? Good 20s.
Yep. Nicholas is okay. Oh, nice. Pash. That ain't good. So Pash, you take 5 points of might damage, but we'll hold on to that for a moment. We're going to switch to a map momentarily here. Nick, how'd you do? Oh, Nick isn't with us. Hold on. Oh, there he is. Hey, Nick.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now, yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay, so Nick, go ahead and make a speed check for me. If you're trained in speed defense, it's a difficulty 5.
Okay.
I didn't get Gorgosh's roll yet.
Oh, am I on deck?
Oh, no, you're below deck. Forgive me. Yep.
Yeah, okay.
How do I do this again?
You're going to click on the little dice next to your speed, and then your difficulty you're going to put in is a 5. And then unless you want to spend effort to try and avoid it, you will have to try and roll a 15 or higher.
Yeah, I'll bring that down.
Okay, so bring it down by basically. So to figure out what dice number you need to roll against, it's the difficulty times 3.
Right.
So if you want to bring that down to 4, which would be a 12 or higher, it'll cost you 3 speed. It'll cost you 5 to bring it down by 2. It'll cost you 7 to bring it down by 3. And then you reduce that cost by your edge, your speed edge.
I'll bring it down by 2, so it'd be a 9 or higher.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, so when you roll, just enter the difficulty as 5 and spend effort as 2. And then go ahead and hit roll. Nice!
What'd I get?
You got a 9, right on the
Oh,
number.
perfect.
Yep. Good job on splitting that speed. Okay, so you're able to, split second before, Nick, you hear it coming, and what do you do to get out of the way?
Well, I'm on the crow's nest.
Yep.
So I will, I guess, just jump off the side.
Okay, so you leap down and bam, you hit the deck. Fortunately, you're it would be stone in this world, I think, not nth metal. But your stone body kind of clatters against the deck, but doesn't take any damage. Declan, how do you get out of the way of this dragon's breath?
My spidey sense tingled, and I spun around, and with my eagle eyes, I spotted that thing coming, and what did I do? I positioned myself behind the sails so that, figuring it might try some sort of breath attack.
Okay, and how about you, Captain?
Well, I'm standing up by Pash. I don't know. I basically heard that sound and just beat for the side of the deck.
Nice.
Out of the way.
Okay, unfortunately, some of
I've
your
heard things come from below, usually in the water.
yeah.
Can't be any better in the air.
Okay, so your crewmen unfortunately do not suffer quick reactions.
No.
So some of them are frozen, effectively frozen statues now.
Great.
And Pash, unfortunately, you're not able to get out of the what do you call it? Out of the chair, I guess, fast enough. And you're
Damn 5-point harness.
So let me quickly change our view here, guys, to a map that I'm calling Dragon Attack.
Oh, fantastic.
So you might want to zoom out a bit. I'm not sure how close you guys are in, but if you zoom out, you can see there is the icy stretches of Northrend below you. There is that massive dragon behind you. And then I positioned you guys down near where the Argent Shadow is. I'll move you closer there. And then there are the effectively, I've just divided the goblins, Drew, to 3. Let me give you control over these dudes here. Okay, so here's what's happening, guys, is this dragon is pissed, and it is coming to kill you. This is not, this seems fairly coordinated. And you would guess that this thing is acting under some kind of malign direction, perhaps, say, from Cthulhu. Now, what you can do, the Argent Shadow, I've got some stats listed on the Argent Shadow, and I don't know if I've got them so you can see them. Hold on, let me, boom. Okay. So, the Argent Shadow has a health. That red bar is its structural integrity. It just took, let me see here. 8, so it just took 7 points of damage, so it is now down to 13. You see that health bar go down there?
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So it just got blasted by that blood. It took damage as well. It has an armor of 1. It currently has 13 health. And it has those other different devices. Now, you have effectively, you can try and engage this thing, but I won't make you have to make rolls to determine that. That might be a bad idea. This thing is almost as big as your ship. What you can try and do is, you could try to engage it. You are armed with those ballistae. That they're big enough that they could probably do some damage to this thing. There are the cannons, which do less damage but are more accurate against this thing. or you can try and get the fuck out of here. Now, each of you can contribute to those different things, and you have 3 goblin crewmen or crews that the captain can direct as well. What those guys can do is they can operate the ballistae, they can operate cannons, they can do damage control, which is to try and repair the ship. They can trim the mainsail, which will give +2 to the pilot's next roll, or they can repel boarders. Now, you're asking, well, why the hell would we want to repel boarders? There are no boarders on this ship. Not yet, but what is happening as you guys are scrambling to try and get back under control, there is a swath of frost that was left by this thing's breath, which effectively kind of catches from almost the back of of one side of the ship and then stretches sort of front to the front of the ship, and then it also catches some of the sails. What you're seeing as you guys are sort of reacting to the immediate shock of seeing this dragon and having it attack is there are almost as if they're stepping out from deeper within the frost, as if it was a door leading forward. There are these roughly humanoid shapes that are formed of ice and frost and kind of like bits of snow that sort of and stumble out and to their feet. And this is what, let me bring them to the proper layer here. That is them, and I will show you what they look like presently. This is what these things, they are about 4 feet tall, and that's what they look like. So these things stepped up, and the yes. So there are those things there. What do you guys plan to do? This massive thing is chasing you. The icy tundra is appearing beneath you.
I'm going to give instructions.
Okay.
Or show me instructions.
You guys don't need to roll initiative. You guys can just all decide what you're doing, and then this thing is trying to catch you. What's happened now is there's a bit of a gap. There's a gap of about, I'm not going to track for the specific distances. What I will ask is, Dave, could you just make a raw piloting check for me? Just make the check. You can put it against a difficulty of 0. I just want to see how well you roll, what you would have beat. What this is going to dictate is how quickly you react from this thing's sudden attack. It'll set the distance between you and this thing. 5. Sweet. Okay, so you beat difficulty 5, which means it's a distance of 5 between you two. When the distance reaches 10, you escape this thing. Okay?
So is that what we want to do, guys, or?
So it's behind you, and it is, you can hear, I think, over the sound effect, there's the massive beating wings of this thing as it is trying to close in on you. So, Pash, you shake off your 5 points of might damage. And
well, Pash, you're the pilot. If you think we can outrun a dragon, then give her. We'll try and shoot it. And
quit the ship.
Or, I mean, if you guys want to take it on, I'll do that too.
Well, I think we want to try and fend it off while you get away.
Probably the easiest thing.
Alrighty.
What you suspect is if you damage this thing, it will probably slow it down or make it easier to escape. You can try and take this thing down. You haven't hit it with anything right now, so you don't know how effective the weapons are going to be. So why don't we go through and everyone declare what you want to do this round, and we'll start. Well, Captain, and then the pilot, and then everyone else. Captain, what are you doing?
Oh, Pash has got a massive chunk of his bar missing. Is that supposed to be that?
Pash, yes, because Pash took damage last round. So.
All right. So I was going to suggest an order, keeping in mind that we're democratic on this ship, but I was going to suggest we don't want to engage. If we can beat a retreat, so be it. I was going to Instruct Goblin 2 to assist Mr. Pash by trimming the mainsail, Goblin 3 to damage repair, and Goblin 1 to man the aft cannon, firing carcass shot at the dragon behind us to slow it down.
Okay. So the more accurate thing. Okay.
The carcass shot is fire-based too. So.
Which is awesome, actually. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's, did you guys hear what the captain's ordering the crew to do?
I think so, yeah.
Entertaining other options.
Okay. So, Pash, what are you doing? What's the pilot doing this round?
Well, if we're positioned, let's see. Pash is going to arc the ship hard east to cut away from the frost horrors. And basically, I wonder if I can draw it. No, I can't. Hold on.
I'm going to put a number down here, guys. I'll tell you how far here. That's
basically the line right there that the ship will take. And as the ship is sailing basically perpendicular to the dragon, the crew can get their shots off at it.
Okay. Okay, so you're not trying to keep. You're just trying to keep at the same distance from the dragon right now. Is that right?
It's yeah. I mean, the whole Pash is essentially trying to escape. But the direction that he's taking will be directionally kind of northeast.
Okay, we're just going to abstract this. Like, it'll be difficult to try and judge specific distances. It's right now you're abstracted to be about 5 units away from this guy. So you're trying to create more distance between them.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Then let's see here. What are the rest of you guys intending on doing?
Concussive shots.
Okay. The size of this thing, Steve, you're not super sure how effective your weapons are going to be against him. The shipboard weapons are going to, may be effective, but again, this guy's about the same size as your entire ship.
Right.
And it appears like he's made out of maybe crusted stone and metal, or not metal and ice.
Wow. All right.
On the other hand, I mean, your weapon is magical, so who knows? But
I give it a shot. Get nothing else.
Okay. Gorgosh and Nick, what are you guys doing?
Gorgosh is going to be coming up from the hold, I guess, because he heard some kind of commotion and see what's going on.
And you would have heard that initial roar as well.
Okay.
Okay. So there are, like I said, there's those 7 frost creatures that are on deck as well too.
Yeah. Once Gorgosh gets up there, he'll probably be attacking them.
Okay. Okay. So you get up there and you see these things staggering forward and trying to assault the crew. The captain is barking orders to them though to go and do what Drew said they were going to do. Nick, what are you doing?
I would be attacking the frost horrors as well.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So let's do our rolls here then. So Dave, will you go ahead and roll? Let's see here. What did I say the repair is? D6 plus what? Okay, so you can actually, if you go in the bottom right of the on the rolling screen,
what's rolling?
Whatever is the one that's got that one right there, the one where you, So in the dialog box down there, if you put /roll D6 plus 4, it should roll that for you. Okay, so Dave, Pash is going to get a +2 to his piloting check. The difficulty of the check is a 5. But you get your space piloting stuff would all apply to this. You also get +2 to your roll from the one of the goblin crews is trimming the mainsails and trying to help you with your maneuverability.
Okay.
Anything else you can think of that would apply?
from Steve?
No, unfortunately not for this.
You know what? The captain's going to give you 1 asset as well, so it'll reduce it by 1.
Okay.
And you can spend speed or intellect on this roll if you like.
So that brings the difficulty down to what then, Kev? 3?
Well, let's see. The difficulty is a 5. You're specialized in that, right?
Yeah.
So that would bring it down to a 3 plus 1 from the asset, which would be down to a 2. And then you also get +2 to your roll, which means effectively you need to roll a 4 or higher to succeed. Nice. Awesome. Okay, so as a result of that, oopsies. Look, that's the wrong thing. There we go. You have managed to, why don't you describe for us, Dave, how do you increase the distance here?
Pash is basically looking at the controls because it's really more of a panel than just the wheel. And Pash knows the exact combination of buttons to kind of torque just a bit more out of the engines. And as he punches in that combination, the afterburners, so to speak, kick in. And with his deft maneuvering, he just kind of arcs even farther away than where they were before.
Nice. What does Captain Blackwell say about to get these goblins moving?
I don't know. I'm yelling at the one to trim the mainsail, but in terms of savings,
Yeah, like what are the commands he's barking out at these?
I don't know. I only got 3 goblins now, don't I?
No, these are 3 crews. These are crews of goblins.
Oh, 3.
Yeah, like effectively, it's 3.
I don't know, some nautical crap.
Okay. Hey, do some nautical crap. Okay, so then, Declan, you want to make your attack?
Yeah. Concussive blast. Try to knock it back or knock it off balance.
Declan, do you want to try and fire again? Like I don't think that I don't think that your blast is going to do anything against this thing. Like this is, you're bringing a pea shooter to a battleship fight.
Well, then maybe I'll assist goblins in or something with the guns.
Well, remember, there's also like 7 of those frost creatures that are on deck right now. They're going to be attacking you guys in a moment.
Are they? Okay. And they're on deck right now, and they fly, right?
They do not. No, they're all where that blast of frost was laid. They've crawled out of that and are looking to attack you guys.
In that case, I will blast with Force of Faith and see if I can knock some off the balcony.
Awesome!
Boom!
Yeah, that's great. Steve, why don't you make? So that would be an intellect check. It's a spell. So do you have any? Do you get a benefit when you're casting spells?
I believe so. Magic user, right? Whatever.
No, that allows you to detect spells. I just can't remember.
Magic training.
Oh. Brother Declan, what do you got here? What do you got?
I guess not then.
You know what? I'll let you use religion. You're praying, right?
Yep. Sure. Okay. All right. So how does that work here? So I'm going to do a skills check.
So it'll be it's basically you're gonna have to roll. I'll say that all 4 of them are in range. If right now this is gonna cost you 4 intellect. So you can also spend effort up to 3 levels of effort. So up to 7 extra points you could spend, and then you total it. Remember, you total it and then subtract your edge to see how much it actually costs you.
Okay, and that's so it's beneficial to do that, isn't it? Using my edge.
Yeah, because what it does is you're going to be making these things are the difficulty will be 3 against them right now, which will be reduced to 2. So it's a 6 or higher to hit each of these things.
Sure, let's do it.
Is that good enough for you?
So yeah. What am I rolling here?
Okay, so you're going to click on your religion then, and do that 7 times for me, please.
7 times on religion?
Yep.
Difficulty 3?
Difficulty 3, yes.
And I can use the same amount of effort each time, right?
Yep.
Now, do I add effort to roll or effort to damage?
You said you were not spending any effort. If you want to spend effort, you can choose one or the other. Well, or you can split. I mean, I think
or split. Hey,
what you want, right, is to be honest, like if these things are hit, they're going to go hurtling over the side and they don't fly.
Right.
So I don't know if you need to waste any power on juicing up the damage of these things.
Okay, I get 1 edge for free though, right?
No, you get to reduce the cost of effort by 3 because of your edge. Right now, you're already spending 4 just to use a spell.
Okay, and so extra effort would bring it up to 7 than if I did 3, for example.
That's right. So extra would be to 7, and then your edge would reduce that back down to a 4.
Okay. Well, in that case, I may as well, I guess, right?
Yes.
I can spend it.
Yeah. So it'll.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Go ahead and roll 7 times. I'm just going to reduce your intellect pool by 4.
Boom. I just rolled 1. That's what just happened.
Okay. So
there we go.
Yep.
1. Okay, and again.
Oh. So one of them goes hurtling over the side.
Difficulty 3, right?
Yep. Nice. Another one. Go ahead.
All right. 2, 3. Rock and roll.
Nice. Another one gone. I think when you open up your dice roller, oh no, it doesn't. Not for this one. Sorry. Ignore me.
Yeah, there's no option to do. 7.
Oh, GM intrusion.
What's going on? That's
okay.
intruding DM.
Fucking intruding DM. That's awesome.
Another one.
Another GM intrusion. Love it.
What a bastard. All right.
And a third. Holy shit.
You can't roll 3 1s on a 7 rolls. That's ridiculous.
Here's what happens. You've already rolled them, Steve. Hold on. What happens is the 2, so you blew 5 of them off of the ship. The other 2 are blown against the side where they splinter actually into 2. They sort of hit like one of the masts or something and they're split into 2. And then those 2 sort of, fill out the other half and stand up to become the whole new ones.
Nice.
This is where I get to use GM intrusion for free rather than having to give you guys XP. Speaking of which, you all got another point of XP because of the appearance of the dragon.
Nice.
To, I believe, 4 or 5 right now.
Yeah, we have 4 as far as I remember.
Okay. All right, so that was Declan's. Nick, what are you doing? And Gorgosh, what are you doing? You can make a. Let's see here. Sailing check against difficulty of 5, and I will give you 2 free effort because of the. Oh, sorry, you get 1 free because the cannons are more accurate, and then you also get 1 from the goblins. So you'll get effectively 3 points of effort. This is against.
I'm going to use my Fury.
This is for the firing the cannons against the dragon. So what was that, Jeff?
I'm just going to use Fury, and so that cost me 3 might.
Okay, and is Fury the one that boosts your damage? I think that's an action.
Yep.
Okay, so Fury. So that's your action for the round is sort of getting juiced up.
Okay.
Okay, and then Nick, what do you want to do?
So wait, which one do I decrease? The big one, like that.
Well, your might edge is a 3, and Fury only costs 3, which means that it costs you nothing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you get to always, whenever you're spending effort to do anything, whether it's powering out an ability or whether you're using effort to reduce a difficulty number, you total up everything for what you're doing, and then you subtract your edge from that, and then that tells you how much it actually costs you.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, Nick, what do you want to do?
I'm going to use Repulse.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And try to launch one or more of these creatures off of the ship.
Okay. So all right, so repulse, very cool. Okay, so that targets one creature.
Okay.
That's okay. So make a intellect attack, and you will get. You know what? Go ahead and use your gravitic pulse attack. I'll let you use the benefit from that.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
The difficulty is a 3.
and it's a might.
It is intellect.
Oh, okay. Difficulty is 3,
Yes, sir.
so I need a 9 or higher.
That's right. Yeah.
I'll bump it down 1.
The 3 will be reduced by 1 because of your training in gravitic pulse, I think.
Okay. So effort is 2.
Effort costs you 3 for the first level, and then 5 for 2 levels, 7 for 3 levels.
So I want to bump it down 1.
Okay.
So what is the effort then? 2?
That would cost you 3 more intellect. So your intellect in total would be 7 you're spending this round.
Okay, I'm confused.
Okay. To figure out how much of your pool you're using in a round, there's 2 different ways you can get that cost. One of them comes from the powers themselves, and the other comes from spending effort. If you're using a power that costs 4, and then you're also using a level of effort, the total cost is 7, which is 4 for the power, 3 for the 1 level of effort. That make sense?
Yeah, I'll use 1 level.
Well, no. Okay, so it'll be 7 minus whatever your intellect edge is. That's the total cost. And then go ahead and make your roll.
So the effort of the roll is 2 then?
Yep.
Yeah.
Enter the difficulty. Oh, the effort will be 1.
Can I go back?
You rolled a 19. No, keep that 19. That's awesome.
Okay.
So yeah, you blast it and do extra damage. So I'll say 2 of them actually. You hit one of them, which then is blown into a second, which sends both of them kind of flailing off the side. Describe for us what this pulse looks like.
It looks kind of like just a wavy energy that comes out of my hands.
Okay.
It looks kind of just like a wavy, almost like fumes. Like if you look at like gasoline fumes, like right above the gasoline, it kind of looks like that, like a wave of that coming out of my hand.
That's awesome. Okay. Okay, I've adjusted your pool. All right. Okay. So that's everyone gone. The goblins all take aim and then fire their shots off. The damage for the what'd you call it? Sorry,
The carcass shot. It's
Carcass,
incendiary load. Yeah.
Oh, okay, insidious. I'll give it another plus step, so it'll be 3 points of damage extra. Nice. So yeah, you pepper this thing's hide with that shot, and it is not happy. Nice. So this is a shot that would have like blown a hole in a ship, but this it sort of like blasts away some of its hide. It's like it looks like you were trying to fire shot into the side of like a frozen snowdrift. Okay, there are 2 remaining. Now what did you roll for your damage control?
4. Sorry, I rolled 6, I believe it was. It ended up being in total.
Oh, nice.
2 + 4.
Okay, so that means. Yep,
it was a 6.
Awesome. So the Argent Shadow has been there's goblins scrambling around trying to assist with keeping the Argent Shadow together, and it's pretty amazing how efficiently they're working. Okay, so then the last thing is there are 2 of these guys on deck. I would like Gorgosh and Nick to both make speed checks for me, please. These things, the two remaining ones are staggering forward, and each of them is attacking you once.
You just straight up roll speed?
Yeah, speed defense. If you're trained in speed defense, it'll be underneath the skills there, and it'll automatically. The difficulty is a 3.
What am I doing here?
You're rolling a speed defense. If you don't have training in the speed defense, it'll be under your speed skills. Just make a speed roll against a difficulty of 3, please.
Like where it says skill speed?
Yeah, like I don't think either of you guys are trained in speed defense.
So just roll speed?
Yeah, just roll speed then.
Okay.
You're supposed to hit the D20 thing, but I don't know.
Nice.
Oh, wait, oh, there it is.
Gorgosh, you succeed. So this thing comes forward, but you're able to keep a distance from it.
What's the difficulty?
3.
And effort is 0?
None. 0, yeah. Failure. Nick, this thing connects with you. So you take, let's see here. You take 3 points of damage, and I need you to make a speed check against difficulty 3 again.
Okay.
Where you will be immobilized. I can't remember what your armor is. Failed. Okay. So this thing, it kind of slaps on top of you. Like if you picture, imagine if someone hit your flesh. You're outside in like Winnipeg winter, cold for like a half hour, and then someone slapped you with a belt. That's the feeling of this thing hitting you.
Oh, that would fucking suck.
Yeah, and what's happened is also its claws are sort of extending out frost around you and freezing you in place. You will need to take an action to do a might check against a difficulty 3 to break yourself free.
Do I do that now?
What's your armor, Nick?
Armor?
Yeah, your armor. It's on a weird
2.
spot on the
2.
2?
2.
2. Okay, so that means you only actually take 1 point of might damage. So let's see here. Where's your character? You're down to a 26 might pool. So really not much of anything. Okay, so that is the end of the round. Top of the round. Captain and Pilot, what are you guys doing this round? And what do you?
I want to see whether something work here. Mr. Pat, you wish to try something insane.
What do you suggest, Captain?
How fast can you drop us right above the snow line? And again, how fast can you get us back up to this elevation?
Well, if you could name it, I can do it. So,
Let's
go for it.
I would like to say let's get us right down to the snow line. And that dragon looks a little shoddily put together. He takes a dive on us. If you can get us up at an extreme rate of speed before he can, check his speed, he might plummet straight to the ground. And I think we might be able to get rid of those ice things if we drop fast enough and we're all strapped in.
All right.
You can pull that off?
Well, hang on to your goblins. Here it comes.
Yelling at everyone, strap in.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell this to yourself, lads.
So you've heard this before, so you guys all know sort of what is coming. Neither of you knew Nicholas or Captain Blackwell or Pash before this, but you would expect it's just the worst influence on each other. Of like, hey, bet you can't do this, and then Pash tries it. So you all have an opportunity to try and brace yourselves here if you're taking your action doing that. The only one who can't is Nick because he's unfortunately frozen in place.
Oh, he's frozen to the deck, so perfect.
No, it's unfortunately he's frozen. Shit. Yeah. Nick, what you can do is I'll let you spend an XP to be frozen to the deck if you want that instead.
Instead of what?
Instead of having to make a speed check to try and grab the, Well, I guess I might check first to break free of this thing and then grab the deck.
Sure.
Okay, so you're down at 3 XP. So you've been frozen in the deck. You're like, done.
Yelling at the goblins, deflate the bladder.
Okay, so what I'll do is I will this. So the difficulty of your check, Dave, would be a 6 normally, 5 or 6, a 5 normally. I'm going to jack that up actually to a 7 because this is a kind of move you're trying to do.
Okay.
But you will be gaining, if all 3 goblin crews are assisting you, you're going to get a +6 to the roll, which effectively brings that down to a 5 again.
And then does my sailing, can I do an assist asset or whatever?
Absolutely.
Okay.
If the captain is assisting, so that brings it down to a 4.
And then I've got 2 from my edge.
Needs them to do.
Yeah. Or you're going to spend your one or 2 for how much effort do you want to spend? Up to 3.
So right now it's down to 4. Do I have anything that'll drive that down even further?
Well, technically your piloting will drive that down by 2, so it's down to a 2 now. If you want to spend 5 points of effort, you could do this automatically.
Yeah, I do.
Okay? Then here's what I'd like you to do is just go ahead and roll a piloting check for me, and let's see what you get as a result.
5 points? Okay, so what is my sailing? Is that an intellect?
Sailing is an intellect, yes.
Instead of making him blow all his, why don't I spend some to increase the asset? So
Sure. Yeah, love it.
5. Okay, so I'll spend, how much should I spend then?
It would be 3 points for the first, and then reduce that by your thing. And then what you want to do is
1, so I spent 2 points.
Yeah, sure, 2 points. So you can go on your token and just adjust the number in there down by 2.
Okay.
And it'll automatically recalculate it for you. Okay, so the 2 of you are working in concert with each other to get this together. How'd you do in your roll there, Dave?
So am I down to a 1 now, or is still 2?
Roll against 0 difficulty. I'm just curious as to how much, how well the roll goes.
Okay.
You've succeeded in this for sure, but the combination of your effort and incidentally, so what I don't know if you heard, but Captain Blackwell is assisting you, so he's going to spend an asset. So all you need to do is do 1 more, or spend 1 level of effort. So is your speed edge a 3?
My speed edge is again. Hold on. 2.
2. Okay, so that means it only costs you 1 speed, 1 from your pool. So it's reduce your. If you click on your token, it's reduce your green 1 by 1. Okay, so that's awesome. I would like Declan and Gorgosh to please make speed checks for me, please. I used please twice in that sentence. The difficulty will be a difficulty of 2, actually, so it's fairly low. Any kind of acrobatics or athletics or things like that would apply to this. Nick, you're frozen to the deck, so you don't need to worry about it.
Boom.
Boom.
Uh-oh.
Oh, what?
Declan. You rolled. You failed. So
can I use an XP or something?
Yeah, use an XP to re-roll.
All right, let's do it. Difficulty 2. Rock and roll. Boom.
Okay, that's good. Gorgosh, how'd you do? Oh, fuck, you had 18. Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've not only got yourself in, kept yourself secured to the deck. Do you want to give me do something cool with that as well?
I think this actually, it was a speed check, but it's like his fury and his strength, he is just holding on to the ropes.
Okay, here's what I'm going to let you also do. Describe for me how you get those 2 other frost horrors off the deck.
He's going to use his whirlwind attack, and he just comes barreling over there and puts his fists together and just swings around and knocks them both off of the ship.
Awesome. So as you're running for that rope, you're going to boom, batter these two things, which as the whole deck is plummeting down, there are probably about like 10 goblins on deck who are all kind of like, grabbing onto the various riggings and whatnot as this thing kind of, goes careening down towards the surface. As you guys get close to hitting the ground, Pash, so what does it look like as you hit this maneuver?
So basically, the Argent Dawn starts dropping slowly at first to catch the dragon's attention.
Yep.
And as the dragon starts to understand what's happening, it's basically like the hull of the ship just got filled with lead, and not only is it in complete free fall, but Pash has redirected all of the power to the engines, so they're now hurtling down to the ice face, and with incomparable deftness, he basically kicks the engines back on and throttles hard, so that basically the bottom of the hull scrapes the ice face and then bounces back up like a bungee cord, which actually just that slight jarring shakes all the ice off of the ship and rockets it back up.
That's awesome.
The dragon, I guess, is entirely up to you.
The dragon, so you can hear as it goes charging down behind you, you hear this. Followed by a deafening thump as this thing kind of tries to spiral and match your maneuverability, then slams into the ground, crumpling in on itself like it is a crumbling ice sculpture. Bits of grayish, blackened ice and gouts of unnatural energy explode forth from this thing. And you think you see a liquid tumbling kind of darkened ichor spill forth from this ruin as well too. And as you guys are soaring up towards the sky, you look back and you can't even recognize it as being in that form that it was before. It is completely destroyed. And the only thing you can hear over the roaring of the engines and the howling of the wind as you guys begin to take up is, you think, a sound of a satisfied sigh. And you don't know what to make of that. But as what we'll leave with, we're over time right now, so I'm going to just leave with a bit of narration here. You guys all will be able to recover the effort you spent, because it is still another couple of hours before you reach where you're getting to. Everyone can go back up to their full point. But what you see as you approach Ulduar, you've been sailing past miles and miles and miles of snow and rock and earth and whatever, as and like empty, blasted snowscapes. When you see in the distance this.
Who's that?
That, if you zoom out so you can see the whole picture, that is the bastion and prison of the Titans. That is Ulduar. And deep within there,
Never heard of it, lads.
you should be able to find your goal, the elder god, or rather the planetivore masking as an elder god, Cthulhu, and perhaps your intrepid DM. So, guys, with that, I think, we like I said, we're well over time here, and we'll reconvene and finish this adventure at some point in the near future. But for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Live from the Sword Coast. We hope you enjoyed our bit of a surprise game mashup session. We will be back again soon, for sure in 2 weeks with our Star Wars campaign, and likely sometime in between with the Shadow of the Demon Lord game, and then this campaign or this adventure sometime in the near future as well. So thanks very much. Thank you again for listening.